Hey everybody, how's it going? Nick here, your host on Gaming Pulse Weekly News. And I figured since there's a lot of video game news that comes out on weeks that there are more than usual news that comes out, I'll do 2 episodes per week. And days or weeks that there's not a lot of gaming news, I'll just do like 1 episode per week. And on E3, I'm going to do an episode a day, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And I will remind you as the E3 gets closer, so you can tune in and listen to see what you may have missed. Well, let's get right to it. And you all know I have 5 different segments. I have Nintendo, Microsoft, PlayStation, all the consoles, and miscellaneous. So on this episode, I don't have any PlayStation news because it is included in the all consoles. So just giving you a heads up there. Well, without further ado, let's begin. Starting with Nintendo. So Nintendo has decided to follow in the same trend as their global test fire Splatoon 2, and they're showcasing their upcoming game ARMS with a global test punch, which I actually announced in the ARMS Direct. If you listen to it, you would have remembered, but if not, that's alright. So, ARMS is actually, you could go on your Nintendo Switch right now and download the global test punch, and it will start on North America next Friday, May 26th, and players around the world will be able to play it on the May 27th and May 28th. But if you can't play next weekend, you could play June 2nd if you're North America, or June 3rd and June 4th for everybody else. So ARMS also releases on June 16th. So we have less than a month left until ARMS releases, so I hope to see you guys all on the global test punch, and let me know what you think down below about ARMS. And at the end of the ARMS Direct, Splatoon 2 trailer kind of was shown there, like a single player trailer, and it didn't really explain much, but it showed a lot of images and different like missions, I guess you could say, that you had to do. So go check that out on YouTube, Nintendo ARMS Direct, and you can check that out. And Splatoon 2 releases July 21st. And also, the last but not least with Nintendo, according to the Wall Street Journal, Nintendo will be giving their Zelda franchise the mobile treatment. So this year we still have Animal Crossing to come out, which I'm really excited for, and Legend of Zelda, but they don't know anything about Legend of Zelda yet, so yeah, I'll definitely update you when I know more about that. I know we have a Fire Emblem game and a Mario game on mobile, so that's pretty cool that Nintendo's actually branching out and putting their games on phones or iPads or tablets or whatever. Well, let's go to Microsoft now. So right now, in the Microsoft Store, there are over 275 discounted games now available in the Xbox One backwards compatibility sale. And there's games like XCOM, Enemy Within, Red Dead Redemption, Gears of War 3, Dragon Age Origins, and much more. And you may find every single game you played last generation, such as Saints Row 4, Skate 3, Star Wars The Force Unleashed, and more. And that's like a lot of great games. I wish PlayStation 4 had backwards compatibility with the PS3, but it's all good. I mean, I don't have a Xbox, but at a time like this, I wish I did, so I can play games like Red Dead again, one of my favorite games out there. Well, anyways, and Saints Row 4 as well. I like the Saints Row franchise. So, Aaron Greenberg, the head of Xbox game marketing, made two huge announcements in a single tweet this past couple days. Phantom Dust was going to be released on May 16th, and it's free. So if you have an Xbox right now, the game released 4 days ago, you can go ahead and go download it. So there you go, Xbox owners. Freebie game. So now into PC. I guess I forgot about PC earlier. My bad. Well, sorry, PC Master Races out there, which is me too, but anyways. Delve Interactive, developers of the award-winning Poncho, has arrived, and the Kickstarter for the latest game, Change, is now active. The small indie studio seeking $4,000 to finish additional art and animation, as well as to cover porting costs and have a demo made available for gamers to try out. And the game is designed to allow players to experience their survival homelessness. It's a randomly generated city, and it changes every time each gameplay. So like the environment and the NPCs. So that's pretty unique. Players will develop perks by experimenting with different methods of survival as they seek to find companions, shelter, and food. Ways to acquire money include begging, busking, wherever that is, I don't know, and working. While randomly generated night events personalize the story during each playthrough. Should crowdfunding campaign the successful game, it will be released for tablets and on Steam in late August, so a couple months from now. And Delve Interactive said that the game will launch January 2018, and the Kickstarter will end June 2nd, so about 2 to 3 weeks. So if that game sounds pretty fun to you, go ahead and go check out the Kickstarter. It's a unique game. I like the premise, I like the concept of it. I'll definitely have to try it out. So, another PC game, Ashes of Creation debuted on Kickstarter earlier this month, May of 2017, with the initial goal of $750,000. And they were only halfway through the Kickstarter when they reached over $2 million. And that's pretty crazy for the studio, Intrepid Studio. They're independent, and they've worked on EverQuest 2 and XCOM Enemy Within, among other titles. And Ashes of Creation is described as an open-world, non-faction MMORPG set in a high fantasy world. Like other MMOs, this game features player versus player and player versus environment, so PvP and PvE, as well as group and solo quests with larger scale sieges. And it says here, what sets Ashes of Creation apart from other MMOs is its world building aspects. Players have a direct impact how the world around them evolves thanks to the game's unique node system. So I'm curious to see how they'll play. It says different portions of the world have their own node, which responds to your actions and influences how that part of the world changes. As your character levels up, civilization advances accordingly, which in turn affects the course of the story. Ashes of Creation is due out by December 2018. The game is in development for PC and will require a subscription to play. Intrepid hasn't detailed how much it will cost, but it will get a friends and family alpha test in the next few months. And I believe if you go over to their website, you can actually sign up for that alpha test. It's free, so why not and sign up for it? It sounds like a pretty interesting game. I'm just curious how this is gonna play out. Like maybe there's like different factions or different races, and like if your race levels up, your area or your continent or whatever, your kingdom, what have you, advances, grows, gets more kind of lag behind or don't move as fast. I'm sure there'll be ways for players to kind of quote-unquote break the game. I don't know, we'll have to see. So yeah, that sounds pretty interesting too. I actually did sign up for the alpha myself, so if I get it, I may leave some codes down in the comments below if people are interested. Alright, so moving on to all the consoles. So Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC. I don't really include the Switch on here because the Switch came out like a couple months ago and they're not fully caught up with Xbox and PlayStation and PC. So if I do include it, you'll hear about it. Well, once again, South Park, The Fractured Butthole will be available on October 17th. It was actually supposed to come out in March, I believe, but it got delayed. And I'm a big South Park fan, so I've been waiting for it for so long, and now we have a couple more months left so we could actually play it. Now it'll come out on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. And it's a definite sequel to The Stick of Truth, and it will be available in 4 editions: Standard, Gold, Steelbook Gold, and the Collector's. And if you purchase South Park, The Fractured Butthole, you will receive the South Park Stick of Truth for free. So that's pretty cool. I beat the game like 4 times just to get the Platinum Trophy. And I'm kind of sick of it, but I'm definitely probably going to pre-purchase it, especially if it's on like the newer gens, because I got the Platinum on PS3. So I could probably get the Platinum again on PS4. But yeah, if you pre-purchase the game, you can start playing the Stick of Truth immediately. So that's pretty cool. All pre-orders will also receive an exclusive in-game assistant, Towley. Your gaming bud provides helpful and hilarious advice and commentary to allow players at key locations throughout the game. So, I wonder how that's going to work. Like, you're traversing through South Park and Towley just pops up. It's kind of like Navi from Legend of Zelda. It's like, hey, you guys want to get high? I know that's a bad Towley impression, but I hope you understand what I'm trying to make here. So, publisher Slytherin and developer Black Lab Games announced a new game based on the Battlestar Galactica franchise, named Battlestar Galactica Deadlock. It's a strategy game that's focused on a narrative based on not only the many characters and stories from the hit TV show, but also new characters as well. The developer also announced that they will be holding a closed beta for the title on PC. So you could actually Google search it, Battlestar Galactica Deadlock, and it will be releasing this summer on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. So, moving on. So I had to get some water there, but we have Gwent public beta coming for PC, Xbox One, and PS4. Sorry about that. Yeah, Gwent is actually from The Witcher. That's a card game that you play. And the public beta will go live on May 24th. So next episode, the beta will be live. And it will mark the first time anyone can play Gwent. And the standalone card game was only in closed betas beginning in October 2016. And CD Projekt Red will host a full overview of the beta during a Twitch live stream on May 17th. So you can go over there, check that out now. Considering how it's older, I'm sure they'll have it still there. And the public beta will be a fresh start for everyone, with all player progression and card collections from the closed betas resetting. So that's pretty cool. Moving on, So, we've got a couple more games that were quote-unquote announced. We have Far Cry 5, The Crew 2, and new Assassin's Creed. Since the developer/publisher has more names under the belt, they decided to go ahead and tease those. So those 3 games. As of the other day, the official Far Cry 5 forums are up and running. It's got the IPs, exact lettering, and everything. We don't know what's going to be about, but some rumors point to a Wild West setting. But I don't know. If you look up the Far Cry 5 logo, it doesn't remind me of Wild West. It reminds me of because it's red, white, and blue, so I don't know. I couldn't tell you, but I'm interested in it. And a new Life is Strange game is currently in the works. Developer Don't Nod confirmed the other day in a video. They expressed their thanks to the community that had bought the original Life is Strange, and announced that they're working on a follow-up. And they said over 3 million people purchased Life is Strange. So that's pretty cool. I actually have Life is Strange on my PS4. And I think I played the first episode or 2, but I need to get back into it and play. It's kind of like Telltale games, if you're familiar with those. But a little bit different in a way. But it's a good game overall. So that's cool that we're getting a sequel. So going back to the Assassin's Creed game, an anonymous user on 4chan gave gameplay details for the game Assassin's Creed Origins. Whether or not they're true, we can't be sure. But the user says these things about the game. That towers are in the game, but not in some rifts. You can use the eagle when reaching the top instead of eagle vision. Modern day assassin is actually Charlotte. You're working to find the Ankh. Rifts include Cairo, 1799, during Napoleon's invasion. It says play as Arnaud, so I guess there's a guy and a girl maybe. A Munnet assassinating Cleopatra in Alexandria in 30 BC, and brief segments of the Exodus. Small amounts of Demotic and Coptic is spoken, but largely English. Actual setting is late 1st century, early 2nd century AD. Most of the boat stuff is on the Nile. You can go to the Mediterranean, but not far. Tombs are back. You can get a hidden blade, like in Assassin's Creed 1. Naval combat, like shooting enemies with arrows on boats. You can steal boats, upgraded boats, work like carriages in Syndicate, which was pretty good. And Origins will apparently be released October 31st, after its announcement on May 19th. So that was yesterday, so as of right now there's no more confirmed details, but like I said, if I know any more I'll let you guys know. But I'm looking forward to it. I really liked Syndicate, and we'll see how Origins is, if that's even what it is. And so moving on to one of my favorite games, Sonic the Hedgehog, and he's coming back with a new game called Sonic Force, or Forces I believe. And as a release of Sonic Mania, which looks really awesome, that's coming soon too. But in Sonic Forces, the interesting factor is that you can actually make your own character to fight along with Sonic and Classic Sonic. And you can make your character out of these 7 races, I guess you could say. And there's a Rabbit, which has longer invincible time after receiving damage. Cat keeps 1 ring after being hit. Dog restarts with 5 rings after the player dies. Bear blows away enemies with a homing attack. Bird flies high with double jump abilities. And Hedgehog collects rings when getting damaged. Sonic Forces will be released during the holiday season of 2017 for Xbox One, PS4, PC, and Switch. So basically you create your own character in Sonic Forces, which is pretty cool. If you haven't seen the trailer yet, go go check that out now. It's really, really cool, and I'm kind of excited for that. That and Sonic Mania. It seems like Sega's gonna have a good year with Sonic, as long as they don't mess it up. You know. So, this game called Redout, which is a futuristic racing game, kind of like Grand Theft Auto. I mean, not Grand Theft Auto. What's that one? F-Zero. I don't know why I was thinking of Grand Theft Auto. But Redout is developed by 34 Big Things. And it was on PC last year, and in a couple months it'll be on PS4 and Xbox One. And publisher 505 Games confirmed that Redout will hit consoles as Redout Lightspeed Edition on August 29th and August 31st in Europe. And it will come with DLC and also for a PC version. And it will offer split screen mode, multiplayer, career mode. You can upgrade your ship, 11 event types, which include race, pure race, time attack, pure time attack, speed, instagib, survival, score-based endurance, last man standing, boss, and arena race. Another mode is team up and power-ups. And there's more information about Redout. If you just do a quick Google search, you can learn more about it if you're interested in it. Well, moving on to last but not least, miscellaneous. Probably one of my favorite segments because I feel like this is where a lot of things that go unnoticed goes. And also a lot of interesting and unique things too. So let's get right into it. So Netflix actually confirmed that the fantasy franchise The Witcher 3 is going to be a TV show. Yep. I don't know how I feel about that, but Sean Daniel, which starred in Ben-Hur, The Expanse, and The Mummy, and Jason Brown, The Expanse, will serve as executive producers. And to make things more interesting, Oscar-nominated and BAFTA-winning Tomek Baginski shall take part in the project. So, it seems like we have some big-name directors and producers there, so hopefully they'll do well. I mean, if it's kind of like Game of Thrones, with obviously Witcher characters and setting, I think they'll do pretty decent, and especially since it's on Netflix, they'll get a wider audience. So moving on, Sega is planning to reveal a revival of major IPs, according to its Road 2020 business presentation. So they're basically going to plan on reviving past IPs and utilizing existing IPs, new IPs, and external IPs. So we'll have to see what Sega has in store for us. Hopefully they'll reboot some great games that they had in the past, or make sequels that are actually pretty decent. I don't know. We'll have to take a look and find out whenever that does happen. So Jagex, the people that have done RuneScape for 10 plus years, they signed an agreement with this technology company called Improbable, where they will implement Improbable's spatial OS platform in future game development. And Spatial OS is a computation platform designed to work around game engine and infrastructure limitations. So basically, it can allow hundreds of game engines running in the cloud to cooperate together to simulate and manage a much larger game world. And so basically, if they do make a game, RuneScape, or the successor to RuneScape, is going to be a lot better and a lot bigger, I guess you could say. So the movie Dark Crystal is actually getting a prequel, and that's coming to Netflix as well. And it's the sequel to the cult classic Labyrinth. I'm sorry, yeah, Labyrinth. They're getting the prequel, that's right. And the Jim Henson Company announced that it's producing a new series for Netflix based on the 80s masterpiece The Dark Crystal, called The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance. The 10-episode show will be set years before the events of the film. So, I'm excited about that. I don't know about you, but it seems like we're getting a lot of good TV shows to Netflix in the upcoming future. And, last but not least, Devolver Digital has decided to expand outside of indie film distribution, Serious Sam and Hotline Miami, and into picnics. The company has announced the Indie Picnic, a free indie game showcase across the street at E3 this year. So it's going to run alongside E3 from June 13th to the 15th, and it'll be free to badge holders of any kind. The event will run each day from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. and it will include the Devolver Public Access area, offering a hand-selected lineup of indie game demos from Devolver Digital, as well as an indie mega booth, XSplit, and Gambitious. The Devolver Public Access area will also include choice music, food trucks, and cold drinks. The Indie Arcade by Polycade and Carnival Games with prizes provided by Special Reserve Games. The Devolver Public Access area of Indie Picnic will be live streamed for the event. So that's pretty cool that Devolver Digital is doing that outside of the E3. So if you go to E3 this year and don't want to go inside and go have a picnic with indie game studios, why not? That's something I would want to try out, is go to E3 first of all, and second of all do that. That really sounds pretty cool. But that's all the news I have for you guys for these couple days. I will make another video in the next couple days, and we'll see what we encounter then. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's segment, half-week segment, whatever you want to call it, this episode. And I hope to see you all soon. And don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube, on Podomatic. We have a Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Check us out on all those there. And you can also check out Patreon if you want to. Funding for us is a bit slow right now, but with your help we can make the audio and video and everything much, much better. And I would greatly appreciate it. But until then, I hope to see you guys all soon, and let me know what you think of all the news down in the comments below, and we'll talk fairly soon. Well, thank you for listening to Game Pulse Weekly News. I'm Nick, your host, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Thank you, and happy gaming.